welcome to part 2 of the dynamic dashboard with Excel. So in this part 2 we're going to design our dashboard, which is going to be dynamic. So to do that, I'll open another sheet and name it as dashboard. Okay, dashboard. Alright, so we would need 6 rectangle shapes. So let me go to insert, then shapes. So I'll choose this shape and draw 6 of them. So 1, I'll just make a copy of it. No, before that, let me style it first so that we don't need to style again. So color, I want to choose customized color. I'll change this to this kind of green. I think this is fine. Okay, or let me make it a bit light. Yeah, I think okay, this okay. Right, so let me go to format. I want to add a bit of shadow. Okay, so this is cool. Then also I'll remove the border lines. I don't want the border lines, so I'll choose no outline. Alright, so I'll make a copy of it again and paste. So this will be the second one. Right, I'll select both, copy, paste. Then I'll paste again to get another set of 2. Alright, so this is what we have now. I'll select all of them and go to home. I'll go to page layout, choose alignment, then distribute. I'll distribute it in a horizontal manner, and I'll also align, no, not center. I'll align it in the middle. So before that, let me get rid of the center. Now, so I did Ctrl Z 2 times. So I'll align it in the middle like this. Okay. Then I'll push it down a little. I think this is okay. Alright. Then I will just draw a line below it. So I'll go back to insert, shapes. Then I'll choose this line. So I want a line to separate the shape. So shift, then yeah, I think this is okay. Alright, then I will change, I'll make it a bit, yeah, bold. Okay, then I'll change the color as well. This color is okay. Then the weight, I'll make it okay. This is fine. Right. Okay, so now that we have our shapes ready, we are going to look at the following KPIs. So I'll insert a text box. Right, so the first KPI that we'll look at will be sales current year or latest year. So let me put this here. Alright, let me make it bold, and I also change the color to white. Alright, so I'll just make a copy, paste, and push it here. So this will be sales previous year. Okay, I'll make a copy again and paste. Then this will be the sales growth. So this will be the sales growth versus previous year. So sales growth versus previous year. Make a copy and paste. I'll push it here. And this will be profit growth okay, so profit growth versus previous year. Then this will be profit current year. Copy paste. Then this will be profit previous year. Okay, so now that we have our headings, we can pick the KPIs from the pivot table side. So I'll need another text box for the value, so I'll make a copy again and put it here and clean the content. So let me clean this, and I'll click here in the function box equal to, then pivot. I call the name of the sheet that has, so pivot, then we have then I bring an exclamation mark, then I call the cell. So the cell for the previous year sales is B5. So B5, B5, enter. So it will pull the value here. I'll make it a bit bigger, bold, then I'll change it to white. Okay, I'll make copy and paste it here and change from B5 to B4, which is the previous year. So I'll click on this once again. I think let me increase the size a little. Okay, this is fine. So I'll just click on the outlines, come to format painter and click on this to apply the same font size and color to this. Okay, so the next thing that I'll do is I'll make a copy of this once again. Put it here. So this will be the growth versus the previous year in terms of percentage wise. So let me check the cell. Okay, so it's cell D4. All right, so I'll change this to D4. Enter. Click on this, format painter, apply it to this. Okay, so you see that the format here is applied to this. Okay, so I'll do for the current, we will do for profit for current year. So profit for current year will be under C5 and C4. Then the profit versus PY will be E4. Okay, so C5, let me make a copy of this, bring it here. I come here and change it to C5. Okay, so there is the current year's profit. I'll select this format painter, apply to it. Okay, so the beauty of the format painter is that you can easily apply a formatting to the next value without doing it manually or going over the process again. So this will also be C4. Okay, I click on this format painter and I apply to it. Okay, I'll make a copy of this, bring it here, and this will be the growth, profit growth versus previous year. So it was E, let me check again. So it's E4. So I'll just change this to E4. E4. Okay, I click on this format painter and I apply it. So now we have our KPIs. So there is the amount for the current year, which is 2014. Then there is sales for 2013. Then there is the sales growth between 2013 and 14. Profit for 2014, profit for 2013. Then there is the growth in terms of profit for between 2013 and 14. So I will insert symbols. Let me go here, symbols, then I'll choose this. But before that, let me create a text box. So text box, create it here. Then I'll go to insert symbols and I'll insert this symbol. So I'll insert it in the text box. All right. Okay, I want only one, so I'll delete one of them. Then I'll change the font color to green. So I'll come to home and change the font color to, okay, this color is okay. So this shows that there is a growth in terms of the profit, or in terms of sales. Okay, so green means there is growth. I'll just make a copy and paste it here. But before that, I need to apply format painter to this. Okay, all right, I'll just make a copy once again and put it here to show that there was growth in terms of profit for the period 2014. Okay, I'll make a copy once again, paste it and push it to this side to show growth for sales in 2014 as compared to 2013. So we are done with the KPIs. The next thing that we'll do is to add the filter buttons or the slices. So I'll come here, click on this and hold Control and click on country. Then I'll just cut them, come back to the dashboard and paste them here. So what I'll do is I want it to be in a horizontal form. So I'll select the slicer, go to options, then I'll choose is 1 2 3 4 5 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll choose 5 columns here. Yeah, then I'll just close the gap. I'll close the gap, increase the width, and push it up here. I'll push it up here. I'll right click and go to slicer settings and get rid of the header because I don't want the header. Then also I don't want the border lines, so I'll come here, right click on this and choose duplicate. So duplicate, I'll go to format and choose border and none. Okay, then okay once again. So now I'll just select this and click on this to apply the settings. So now we don't have any borders for this one. Okay, and the filtering tool is working perfectly. So now I can filter based on the segment. Okay, so I'll do same for country to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll go to options, choose 5 or create 5 columns, enter. I'll increase the width. Okay, increase the width. United States is too long, so what I'll do is I'll go to the data and change. I'll click here, go to filter, choose filter, then filter by United States, and I'll change it to USA. After that, I'll click on it once again, then I'll hover the mouse or put the mouse here to change to this cross icon. Then I'll just double click to apply to all. So all the United States in full spelling is changed to USA. I'll filter back to all countries, right, and I'll save. So when I go back to the pivot table, I can go to data and refresh to apply. So now instead of United States in full, we have USA. Yeah, I think this is cool. Okay, so I'll get rid of this by right clicking slicer settings, then hide items with no data. Okay, so we are good to go now. Sure. So I'll right click again, settings, no display header. Then I'll come to options, then I'll choose the one that we formatted. Now we don't have any borders. I can push this here to create a filter for countries. So now we have a filter for segments and countries. Okay, so we are done with this part of the work. So if I click on Canada, you see that it filters based on the country, right? So this makes it dynamic. Right click and clear filters, right click, clear filters from segment. Okay, so we are done with this part of the work. So the next thing that we will do is to create our tables. Okay, so to create our tables, I'll click on this Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I'll push it down so that the tables will be in between this. The tables will be between these lines. Okay, so our tables will have the headings. First one will be country. So country, then the year 2013 and 2014. Then we will have the previous year, that's the growth rate per the previous year. Okay, I think I'll have 4 tables, so let me just copy those. Let me copy this, paste it here. I'll change to segment, so this will be segment instead of country. Segment. I'll make a copy of all of them. Copy, paste it here. Okay, so now I have the headers for the table, so I'll go and pull the tables. So what I'll do is I'll just pick the table from the pivot table. So I'll do equal to, come here, then click on this, which is country, enter. Okay, so now I can just drag to apply. Let me drag to this side first. Okay, so there is no part. Then I'll select all and drag to this side. So automatically Excel will pick from the table that we created here. So I'll select the values, right click, go to format, then I'll choose number format, 2 decimal places, then okay. Right, so to calculate the growth in sales between, wait, I think I didn't format this well. Let me do it well. I want the comma separated. I want it to be comma separated. All right, so now I'm going to calculate the growth rate in terms of sales. So what I'll do is I'll just do equal to, then I'll click on this, divided by this, minus 1. Okay, so this gives the year-on-year change in sales. Then I'll choose percentage because I want it to be in percentage. I'll drag it down to apply to the rest. So this is the change in terms of growth between 2014 and 2013. Then segment 2, I'll go to segment, under segment equal to, come and pick the segment from here. Okay, wait, let me push this pivot table elsewhere. All right, so I'll come back and do again, equal to pivot table. I choose the segment. Okay, I drag it down to apply. I think we have how many segments? Control Z. Let me do it again. Delete. Equal to pivot table, segment. We have how many segments? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, enter. So I'll drag it down. Why are we not having the segments? I think there is this dollar sign. Where from this dollar sign? Let me clean it. Enter. Drag down once again. Okay, so I don't know how come that dollar sign came there, but when you see those dollar signs, it means your reference is an absolute. It's referencing from this same page. All right, so now I'll select all and pull or drag to this side to call the values or the sales for the segment. Then I'll just select all again, right click, go to format cell, and I'll choose, let me choose currency. I think currency or accounting. No, currency is fine. Okay, but I don't want the currency to show, so I'll just, let me go back to numbers and choose the comma separated values. Okay, so now we have for the sales per each channel. So I'll just calculate the growth, the change in growth equal to 2014 divided by 2015 minus 1. Okay, so we have this. I'll drag it down to apply to all of them. Then I'll choose percentage because we want it in percentage. Okay. Come to the next table, equal to, I'll choose this country, enter. I don't know why these dollars appear there, but I can just delete them. Then I drag it down and drag it across to apply to the rest. I'll just choose the comma separated values. I'll choose comma. Okay, then the change is growth equal to this divided by this minus 1, enter. I drag down, and apply percentage to it. Okay, so I will do for this equal to segment. So there is a segment. I'll delete the dollars from here. Okay, so now I can drag down. Wow, it's still not working. Okay, yeah, it's working. Then I drag across. Then I'll do equal to this divided by this minus 1, enter. I'll choose comma separated values. I'll drag this down and apply. I'll drag this down and apply percentage to it. Okay, so now we have the segments and sales for each country. Okay, let me close this gap. I don't need to widen this. Okay, right. So now we are done with our, let me push this here a little. I push this back here. Okay, so we are done with our table and we can style it nicely. Let me give the header. Then change the font to white. Then I'll apply some border lines, and I also do a sum. Total. Okay. I'll make it bold. All right. I'll select all, format printer, apply the same formatting to this, format printer again, apply the same formatting, click on format printer again, then I'll apply the same formatting. Okay, I'll do totals. Okay, so auto sum, enter. I think no, let me do it. Well, let me select all this, auto sum. I'll drag it to this side, select all, make it bold. I don't need this. Add borders, select all, auto sum. I just drag it here, make a copy of this, put it here. Border lines, I'll make everything bold. I'll do same for this one. Control B, total, Control B. I'll select all, add border lines. I don't want this. Select all, add border lines. I think I have an error here. Okay, it's correct. Right, so now we've designed our table nicely. Right. Okay. So the next thing that I will do is to okay. So now we are done with our table. It's left with the slices. So I'll come back here, click on this, hold control, click on this, then I will cut, come here, paste them here. Right, then I'll choose options. I want it to be a 5 column, 1 2 3 4 5 6. No, I think country is 6. Let me expand it to see why country is 6. Okay, country is 6 because I need to get rid of this. So what I'll do is I'll right click, slicer setting, then choose hide items without data. Because we changed the country name, that's why we are getting that error. Okay. Right click once again, slicer, uncheck this. Okay, I've selected both. That's why when I apply any settings, it applies to both. So I did control, then clicked on both of them, then I'll choose this. Okay, so now we have our slicer ready. We can push it here. Okay, push this here. Okay, so we have our slices up here, which we can use to filter the records. Okay, let me close this and expand this. Let me expand this. Okay, so now what else is left? Okay, so now it's left with our charts. I think I need to adjust these ones to fit here. When I expanded the lines, so I just need to adjust them. Okay, then I'll close this gap a little. I'll do same for this. I'll close this gap a little. Okay, I think we are good to go. Okay, right, so now we can insert our charts. So I'll come back to the pivot table, then I'll select the charts, cut them, come here and put them here. So one will go here, then the other one will also go here. Okay, then I'll close the gap a little. I'll close this one too, yeah, so that it fits on the screen. I don't want to have. Okay, so this is fine here. Then this also, I think this is also okay here. Right. Okay. Let me expand it a little. Let me push this here a little. Then I'll push here also a little, so that it falls in between the tables. Right. I want it to fall in between the tables. Okay. Okay. Right. So now it's left with the slices. Cut them, bring them here, paste, then change to, was it 5? 5. Okay. I'll just increase the width. I'll get rid of this. Right click slices, hide this, hide title. Okay. Control Z. I want to do again. There was a mistake somewhere. And this is, okay, so this is for countries. So right click slices, display title, hide this. Okay, right click slices. I'll forget about this. Then this is, I think the products are 6, so this one I need to make it 6 columns. Okay, close the gap, do same for this one. Then where is the other one? Okay, this is also here. Right, so I'll right click slicer properties, uncheck display header, increase the width a little to reveal all the words. Then I'll close this gap. Then control, I click on each of them to select all. I'll go to options, then I choose this one to get rid of the borders. Okay, so now I can place them above the charts. So this will go first. Product, followed by segment, followed by segment, okay, so this is for segment. I'll push it here a little. Okay, right, so there's a segment. Then I'll push the country filters here. Okay, so this is for the country. Let me align them nicely. Okay, so I'll just select all, go to home, no, page layout, alignment, then I'll distribute it evenly like this. Okay, so that it aligns on the same line. I'll do same for this, then this. I'll select all and align them. Okay, I think it's okay. So now we are done with our project. So I'll select all by clicking here, come to data, no, view, then uncheck this because I don't want any grid line. So now this is what we have. I'll just expand this a little. I'll expand this a little. Okay, so that at least all of them will fit on the screen. I want all of them to fit on the screen. Okay, so this is what we have now. We have our dynamic dashboard well designed. So we can filter using the filters, can filter by country, Can filter by government, by country. Okay, so you see when I filter by country, there is this error here. I'm coming. When I filter by country, there is this error here, this error message. So to get rid of that, I'll select the country and I'll put if error. So if error is a function in Excel. So if error, I want a blank cell. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just apply to all of them. So I'll apply to this clear filter. Then I'll put same here. If error. No, let me just drag this across. It should be able to apply. Yeah, now I should have that effect. So if I filter by country, okay, it's still showing. If I filter by country, let me wrap this. If error, I want a blank space. Let me filter by country again. Okay, so now when there is an error, I get blank space instead of that div error. Okay, so you can just use the if error function to do that, right? So now this brings us to the end of this project, and this is how we can create dynamic dashboard in Excel. And close these gaps a little. Okay, so thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video. So if you like the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you once again for watching.